Here are the basics on how to make an animated GIF. You're going to have a scan that looks something like this, and you're going to have some of your frames on here. You don't have to have all of them, but it's good to have them in order. I have some of these frames in order, but some are out of order. It's okay because I can move things around. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to move over, and I'm going to use the marquee tool. I have it set to a fixed size already, and you can do that up here. It's usually at normal. So if I click and drag out, I can get a size here. But if I want to always have the same size, that's pretty handy. Go to fixed size, and I chose 5.5 by 5.5 inches. If you're unsure about the size, just click and drag out with the normal already on, and you can see that it tells you the size right there. I would go a little bit bigger than the frame because you can crop your animation down later. So why don't we do 5.6? And up here you just type in 5.6, and you have to make sure to say IN for inches. And so every time you'll get this size right here. Next thing you do is Command C, which is copy, and Command N, which is new, and it makes a new size. It's exactly the size of your selection. Call it a GIF and hit OK. It's Control C and Control N, by the way, on a PC. Last thing I'm going to do is Command V because I'm on a Mac, and I'm going to drop my frame right in there. I'm going to do that over and over. So come over here, and if you still have the selection on with the marquee tool, you can just drag it over real fast like that, or you can just click it if you've selected off of it like this. Since I have it set at a fixed size, I'm always pull from the upper left corner. Control C, go over to my GIF layer, and Control V to paste. Do that over and over. Here's another way you could do it. Click it, go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste. So I'm going to speed this up and do it real fast. Once in a while you're going to get one that's crooked, and that's a little bit harder to select because if you just click your box, you can see that things are off. If it's a little bit off, don't worry about it, but if it really bugs you, here's a way to fix it. In the end, we're only going to see these frames for a millisecond. Click the pen tool, make sure you're on path, click on each corner, and then hold down Control and click on the line. Make selection. Hit OK, and it makes a selection out of this. Copy, paste, and then use the Move tool that's up here at the top, and make sure Show Transform Controls is on. With that layer selected, you can hover over and rotate it into position, and then hit Enter. You'll be good to go. Okay, so I have all of my layers in here. Next thing I'm going to do is go to Window, open up Timeline. That's here at the bottom. First things first, you want to select the little arrow and choose Create Frame Animation. Then hit the bar. Last thing you want to do is come to this flyout menu, click it, Make Frames from Layers. All your frames are here. If you hit the play button, it plays very fast.
So I can select the first one, then shift select the last one, come down and click this, and make it a little bit longer. The duration of each frame will be longer and it will play smoother. That's a little bit too slow. So I'll come back and do 0.1 seconds. My animation is playing. Once you have these in order, they reflect up here. If I click on frame 1, the eyeball shows, and if I want to change that layer, I have to be clicked on it. Watch the eyeball up here. As I click on each layer, it only reveals which layer is visible in each frame. So if you have a lot of the same layers all together, that's because, say for frame 8, if you accidentally turn on another layer, it changes that frame. So be sure that each frame has the appropriate eyeball on it. You can reorganize frames by moving them around if you need to in the timeline, but it gets a little bit confusing because it won't change the order of your layers. But if you're good at keeping track of stuff, you won't have a problem. Last thing you'll want to do is crop it. Take away all that extra stuff. You can crop the whole thing at once. Last thing, File, Save for Web. Make sure that your file size here is under 1,000. Looping options is forever. Save. Give it a name. Tell it where to go. And you're done.